A friend introduced me to Arthur at a production of Guys and Dolls my senior year. He was tall and rebellious looking, with ripped jeans and a crazy goatee. Halfway through the production, he went outside to smoke. I thought that was so cool. We skipped the end of the show and went to the diner. I had French fries and black coffee. He didn't say much, but at the end of the night, he paid for me. On our first date, he arrived in a huge pickup truck. I wore a blue and turquoise Asian print shirt I borrowed from my sister. It was the only sexy thing either of us owned. We drove around the forest in the dark while he played me Fear Factory songs. At the end of the night, he parked at the end of my driveway and mumbled that he'd really like to hang out again. The next week was New Year's. He came to pick me up for the party and brought a set of fuzzy handcuffs as a gag holiday gift. We tried to have sex on the living room floor, but he was too nervous. I'd never made anyone feel nervous before. It was awesome. We dated for 8 months. Most nights, we'd drive over the mountains to Rearwood Lake, where his friend Sean had a house in the middle of the woods. There was always a big group of guys, all different ages there. Usually, they'd play video games or go out into the forest to set fire to the old cars and trees and things. I didn't smoke, so Arthur would find me cans of Bud Light so I wouldn't feel left out. Or Sean's mom would make me big pitchers of margaritas. I think she was happy to have another female in the house. Once in a while, we'd go to the illegal bar in the subdivision across the lake. It was in some guy's basement. You knew it was a bar because he'd spray-painted the word bar on the back door. And sometimes, we'd just sit on Art's mattress while he read his poetry to me and talk about the landscaping business he wanted to start someday. I was failing math and French. I'd never gotten anything but straight A's before. It felt great. In May, I went to Art's graduation, where he received his diploma for electric wiring and plumbing. A week later, I took him to my prom. He looked so out of place and uncomfortable amidst all the kids heading off to Yale and West Point. The night before I left for college, we stayed up together. I told him I was nervous about leaving, and he said, "So don't go." He said, "I always pictured in 10 years we'd be married, just hanging out in Sean's basement drinking beers." It was such a sweet thing to say, and so stupid at the same time. We both cried a little. We finally broke up a month later, but I still feel grateful whenever I think about him.